Hey, what's going on, guys? Alex here, and it's our Freshwater Monday. So today we're going to go into more detail about our Texas rigging, and we're going to show you guys what Texas rigging is and how you do it in different plastics here. Obviously, this is going to be really useful when you're freshwater fishing and you're fishing cover, whether it's grass, rocks, any kind of structure, you're going to be able to utilize this. Why would you want to Texas rig something? It's primarily so you don't get snagged, you don't get grass on there. A lot of different reasons why you want to use this. So today we're going to show you a couple different ways to do it, a couple technical terms, and also show you what hooks to use on certain baits, pretty much. So let's get started here. So we got a couple lures here. Once again, the famous Senko, a couple different toads, and some swim baits. Now the hooks that we're using right now are going to be pretty much some wide offset gap hooks, which are going to use a lot for a lot of different baits. 4-aught, 5-aught, and some screw locks, and we'll go over on that in a second on what that does if you never used them. So, Texas rigging. Now, when you're Texas rigging something, you're going to grab your hook once again, and you're going to find the side of the bait that you're going to go through. If you're looking at it here, you want to center your bait and go right in there, just to the turn, push it out, push it all the way up, and once you get here, you're going to kind of eyeball where this is going to come out. Now that's where you're going to go through. Now, this is pretty much like the terminal name will be Texpose, meaning it's Texas rig and your hook is exposed through the bait. Now, that's perfect for certain scenarios where you don't have a lot of heavy cover and you want to have a little bit better hookup ratio, depending on the plastic that you have. Now, remember that's Texpose. Now, the other way you can do it is actually go through and keep that hook in the plastic. So it's going to be fully weedless. Now, why would you want to do that? You're fishing a lot of grass, a lot of structure where you're gonna want, the bait to pretty much go through it and not snag. That's where you want to pretty much keep it in that plastic. But once again, there's a couple other ways you can do it, like go through the actual plastic and then just go belly and push it back in. So it's kind of Texpose, but also in there so it doesn't grab too much grass or get snagged a lot. And it will be a little bit better once you get that bite. It will just kind of fold back over and have a nice hookup ratio with that. Once again, 4-aught hooks will work great for anything really, 4 to like 5.5 inches. That's going to be a great hook with that. Once you have some baits like that, they are a little bit wider, a little bit longer, or you just need to get the hook, that barb, a little bit closer to the back of it, you can go up to a 5-aught. And some of these baits will have like a little belly here that kind of guides you through where the hook's going to go. So once you have some of those baits, you want to go right through once again and come out right through that, where that slit kind of starts. Push it through. Once again, we keep it like that. Now you can see that the tip will actually go through way through the back, and you can either Texpose it or once again keep it in the plastic. Once again, we want that longer hook to stay on the back of our toad here, so whenever something bites it, it's going to be right there and you're going to have a good hookup ratio with that. Now, Texas rigging, obviously you can do it in a lot of different ways. And a lot of techniques will require you to Texas rig stuff. Now, this is a screw lock swim bait hook. It's weighted, as you can see, and they also make some of these guys without any weight. On swim baits like this gambler swim bait, if you want to keep it weedless, for example, snakehead fishing, where we're fishing super shallow water and you just need a little bit of weight to keep it running straight and to get it a little bit down on the water column, which you're not going to be using heavy weights for a lot of these snakehead stuff. You grab your screw lock here, you grab your bait, you're going to actually sit here and center it. and then you're just gonna screw that in there. Try to keep it as straight as possible. That way you're not going through the side of the bait and, you know, destroying it. So make sure you guide it through pretty well as soon as you start. And what you want to do is, as you can see, I'm keeping it straight here and push it all the way up towards that eyelid. Once you get it here, make sure your paddle tail is facing down, and now you have your hook here, and this is where we're going to Texas rig now. As you can see, we have that belly there that's guiding us through, and now we kind of want to eyeball where it's going to come out. So it's going to come out right there. Make sure to keep it straight. You can fold it down like this, keep it straight, push it through. Now with some of these plastics, for example this Gambler, you can see that it's got a nice little rip up here, so it kind of hides the hook, so you don't have to really necessarily keep that hook in the plastic. And this will be pretty weedless here, as you can see. And that's how you do a swim bait, you know, Texas rigged on a screw lock swim bait hook. Once again, there's weighted and unweighted ones. So this is how we do Texas rigging. Now there are a lot of other, like I said, techniques like Carolina rigging that you can actually Texas rig. And that's just a lot of things you can combine together to kind of, you know, keep stuff away from the hook. Remember, when you're doing this and you're keeping your hooks on the plastics and you get any bites, you will have to do a little bit of a harder hook set to drive the hook through the plastic and into the fish's lip. So keep that in mind. You know, you're not gonna go as soft as if the hook was exposed. And that's it for this week's, you know, Freshwater Monday. Hopefully you guys learned some stuff here. And next week we'll go over some more techniques and some more lures. And have a good one.